The United States is the largest economy in the world today. In 2019, its GDP was about 21.43 trillion US dollar, accounting for about one-fifth of the world economy, and its GDP per capita was about 65,300 US dollar. The United States is the world's second largest trading country, the world's second largest exporter, and the world's largest importer. So what makes the United States such a huge success? Obviously, there is more than one driving force behind this prosperity, but the new industrialization age from 1870 to 1900 is the one that most directly affects the rise of the United States. The focus of economic activity varies from region to region. For example, Kentucky, Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, and Texas produce oil, and it was affected by Edwin L. Drake, who successfully used steam engine as a tool for drilling oil, and Rockefeller's giant business empire, which controlled nearly 90% of oil in the U.S. then. Between 1865 and 1915, New York State experienced rapid industrialization. Over time, industry and manufacturing continued to grow. Large public facilities like Brooklyn Bridge was built in the context of industrialization. The industrial structure and development has been greatly affected since steel has then changed transportation and technology development through making new use of this raw material. The invention of light bulbs also allowed people to work in longer hours, and this led to New York City to the center to industries such as finance, shipping, publishing, broadcasting, and advertising. It is also the world's top economic center. The process of industrialization prompted the rise of cities, and investors gathered to form companies, which in turn promoted the development of American economy. The use of electricity completely changed the nature of American companies. By 1890s, countless machines were running from fans to printing presses. This cheap and convenient energy will soon be used in homes and will promote the invention of time-saving equipment. Electric trams make city travel cheap and efficient, and they also promote the popularity of cities. Los Angeles is a production center of records, movies, and TV programs, and the economic center of West Coast and North America. And all these entertainment and visual devices all came after controlling the usage of electricity. The northeastern United States is the center of heavy industry, from the Bessemer process to the open heart process. Industrialization at this region provides sufficient raw materials for heavy industry, such as the steel mentioned here and oil produced in Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. Detroit is a famous automobile city. Detroit experienced a rapid industrialization process in the early 20th century, which led to the generation of huge prosperity and wealth, and these prosperities and wealth were largely shared by the majority of the city's population. Detroit is synonymous with Henry Ford. He basically invented a special industrial capitalist mechanized production method and provided workers with decent wages and benefits. Chicago is the region's financial and commercial center. The Southeast is the center of medical research, tourism, and construction as the main industries. William LeBaron Jenney designed the first skyscraper with steel frame, the Chicago Insurance Building. Before Jenney came up with groundbreaking ideas, the weight of large buildings were completely supported by wood or iron frames, thus limited the height of building. However, with a steel frame that supports the weight, architects can build high-rise buildings on demand. With the towering of buildings, even the absence of sky seems to limit America's achievements. San Francisco Bay District and the Pacific Northwest are the technology development center. Silicon Valley is a global high-tech and scientific research center. The gold rush of 1848 to 1855 made San Francisco the largest city in the United States. By 1855, there were 50,000 people, and by 1870, there were 150,000 people. In addition to becoming the hub of California mining area, San Francisco also served as the main position in charge, a commercial and financial center across the western part of the mountain range. For half a century, its main rival has been closer than Chicago. The city's merchants, bankers, wealthy men, and railroad tycoons became all the people they investigate and rule the entire business empire that stretched from Alaska to Mexico. During the gold rush, all industrial activities took place on the periphery of the bay, and the periphery of the bay was intertwined through a network of ferry and production ships. Most of these are resource extractions and processing, such as fast-growing silver mines and smelters, logging, and wood mining. in agricultural and food processing, such as wheat field and flour processing plants, cattle ranches and slaughterhouses, vineyards and wineries. Above all, we can see how deeply the new industrialization age connects to the industrial distribution of the US. This short region of time did bring America the unprecedented greatness.